Okay, remember we talked about the stuck spots and that none of us can really access our problem. Now, on the other side of the paper, I want you to see how you can access the roots of your problems emotionally, processing, psychologically, memory, balance. All these things exist in the biological biography. The problem with accessing the biological biography is the stuck stuff. We don't want to face our stuck stuff. We don't want to face needing education, having bad habits, having ill feelings in our body. So we use our mind to try to objectify our body and life to avoid the most important research, better than any PhD study in the world, is yourself. The man who was one of the greatest proponents of Zen said, to know the self is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be enlightened by the 10,000 things. That means when you study yourself and you face yourself, you're going to have trapped fuel released by finding areas inside yourself that's in shock still. And when you have enough support where you can release that stuff, that rocket fuel will come up through you and you will open up to be enlightened by the 10,000 things. That means everybody. An enlightened type of person, it learns from everybody. An unenlightened type of person learns from nobody. All right, now, I want you to, on this side of the page, I want you to write down a favorite song. Now we're going to have to slow down now rather than the jazzy talk. We're going to slow down and extend our attention span. Okay? When you slow down, that's when the phone's going to ring. When you slow down, that's when people can get entrance to you. So we learn not to slow down, but actually when you slow down externally, you can gain internal speed, which will then result in you being able to move and shape very quickly externally. A movie clip. Okay, beautiful. Now write down a favorite movie clip or a favorite movie. And since you're a fast person, I will challenge you to just brainstorm and keep going. Now write down a favorite scent. Now write down a favorite belief system. Now write down a favorite place in nature. Of course, you could do this too while you're watching there. If anything could change in the next 3 days for you, what would you like to change? Write that down. Look, if you gather enough intelligence and you gather enough power, your ability to do things just skyrockets. So the life well lived is a life of self-reinvention. You know? We want to stay with who we are and what we know. Break free, redevelop, educate, change. National Geographic said the only species in nature that survives is the ones that adapt. So if you look genetically, the ones who can take in information, synthesize it, and transform their behavior, transform how they look, transform how they speak, how they listen, the amazing senses of the different animals. Write down a favorite dream for your future. Okay. Good. I'm going to have to have more paper. Write down a way that you can connect with nature. Yeah, use colors, make it interesting, make it fun. Do this little workshop at home. Do it for your school students. Do it for your family. Listen, this stuff that we're listing here, that's your path in life. Einstein said that you get the most out of doing what you love. And when you do what you love, time passes without any notice or concern. So if you're able to put that favorite song on just for 5 minutes a day, I know that you have bills to pay and responsibilities to meet, but listen, just do 10 seconds in 5 minutes. That's what we're establishing here as the beginning of an evolutionary lifestyle. So, when you bless your ears with a sound that you like, and you bless your eyes with a sight you like, just look through the window and look at a tree, I concentrate. And when you bless your thoughts with a quote or belief system you like, and you bless your body with drinking some water, now you have a full spectrum, and all those other levels, sense, so forth. You have a full spectrum platform to be able to get insight. And it only takes one moment of profound insight to change everything. So now what I want you to do is to begin to breathe deeply and to look over your list of your supports, or your religion, homegrown religion, your path. Every system was born according to the likes and methods of the individual or the group. What is your system? You have to be specific about it. Being specific about it requires the ability to endure conflict. Because if you're specific about it, you can't be distracted. Sorry, that was distracting. Okay, long breaths and get into these different things. Change the paper and look at each one. Be specific, endure conflict. To be able to be specific, you're going to focus on that particular scent you're choosing right now. Take it in. When you relax, that's when the phone rings, that's when the baby cries, because you're changing the energetic structure of the room. You're changing it to a deeper level of meditation and so forth. So you need to be able to continue for a bit, as long as friends and family are safe, and be able to change the vibe into greater meditation. Because then when you come out of it, you're going to be able to influence their behavior. You know, a person with mental disorder, severe mental disorder, they can have eye color change, and can have disease appearance and disappearance according to different modes that they're in. This is most expressly seen in the psychiatric world in terms of multiple personality disorder, which is now called dissociative identity disorder. So a person can have diabetes and one personality, and another personality, no diabetes. A person can have green eyes when their own personality, and have blue eyes and another personality. We need to slow down to gain subconscious access and power. And that's why I relate the ability of people to transform their biology so profoundly. In our case, we're transforming our biology by choice, not because we're run by crazy stuff going on in this. We're actually choosing to connect with the belief or the quote. What's a quote that you wrote down that makes sense to you? Life is like a bowl of chocolate, maybe, Forrest Gump? Okay? Life is like a box of chocolates. Kind of neat. Slow down and contemplate. The art of contemplation is far removed from our world now. You need to slow down this part of the mind and contemplate that. I noticed you had hiking before. Longer breath now. This is painstaking to do this. You have to be able to keep up and endure the training process that I'm leading and not become distracted. You have to struggle to keep going. And if you do that, I promise you, you're going to have an amazing result. Just like if you struggle to do the breathing stuff and afterwards the balloon is blown up easy. You know, just a few seconds of a change of things by accepting someone else's suggestion, and you might have the life change that you've been looking for. Now, this is difficult to do facing other people, but that's the most powerful way to do it. In the next 60 seconds, I want you to become so absorbed in deep relaxation that you have a natural pause. In the same way that if you had a beautiful hug, you wouldn't pause and then come back to yourself. In Zen, that's called samadhi. In yoga, it's also called samadhi. In Qigong and the Qi power system, it's called embryonic breathing. It's the most advanced stage of meditation, to where you have no thought, no breath. It's the eureka moment. You get done a project and you pause. I want you to feel peace of mind now with you and everyone that's connected to you so profoundly that you as an individual have 3 seconds of suspended animation. No thought, no breath, no future, no past, no nothing. It'll give you more breath afterwards. The baby is going in a cruise. Is that what that is? Like a cat purring? Okay. Click.